You are listening to the FeedBak
Podcast with my homie Back.
We're live.
What's going on?
We're
Facebook?
live. Welcome to the FeedBak Podcast, everybody. My name is Back, and it's an honor to be here live at Empire to celebrate the release of Musaic, the new album, full-length album by none other than Henry, the Invisibles. The man's been grinding, got great music, the funkiest white man I know. That's how I call him.
That's what's up.
He's been on the show a couple of times before, so you can go back and check out the archives. But today we want to celebrate his new album. We got a bunch of people performing, a lot of guests. Coming up later, we have Interrobang, Trouble in the Streets. Of course, we'll talk to Henry's dad, Henry's girlfriend. But first and foremost, we got a returning champ, Mr. Chicken George. How you doing?
How's it going, man?
Mr. Jazztronica himself.
Nice to be here.
Yeah, thanks,
nice
man.
to be part of the show as well.
Yeah, thank you. So, for those who don't know, people who haven't heard the podcast that you did with me a while back.
Right.
What's your background and what is Jazztronica? Just to introduce that to people.
My background, I mean, I've been DJing for a really long time, but I'd say when I moved to Austin, that's when everything just kind of exploded.
Yeah.
That was in 2003. So
Man, 2003 already?
Yeah. So like 13 years ago, man.
Fuck.
But so over the years, in terms of like my style and the type of music that I like.
Right.
I mean, I like a lot of different kinds of music. It just kind of depends on what hat I'm wearing at the time, right?
Right.
A lot of it's stuff that people might not necessarily know. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And then there's a mix of stuff that you do know. So people would always ask me, well, what kind of music do you play? And so
It's the toughest question to answer as a DJ.
So I just decided that I would just kind of put it all under one umbrella, just call it Jazztronica. And basically, to me, that means it's just mixing different styles of music.
Right.
Whatever format it is, whatever style, whatever genre.
Sure.
Into just like one listenable, type.
I mean, I remember when we met years ago, of course, and one thing we connected on was the hip hop.
Yeah,
because you're from Houston,
right?
And Houston hip hop is huge, and we kind of like we're all connected on the the 90s hip hop, the old school.
Right.
I mean, you were working for record labels. You work with Death Row, all kinds of hip hop. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
So my question is, how did the funk come about in your life?
It's always been there.
Really?
It's always been a foundation of the music that I listened to, that I grew up with. I mean, my parents are from the West Indies, from Trinidad, so
That's true.
I mean, music is a big part of the culture. So it's always been there. So in terms of the funk, though,
Any notable artists, bands that you're like, oh my God, I just can't, besides James Brown?
oh man, that's a tough question.
I know it is.
There's so
Huh?
many. I mean, there's so many. I mean,
and you integrate that as part of your Jazztronica and everything you play. How did you meet Henry?
Actually, how did I meet Henry? Just from one artist to another. I saw him play a few times. I know he was out in San Antonio doing his thing, and
Yeah, that's
we
true.
crossed paths a few times. And then I think a couple years ago we had a release party, and we asked him, Austin Boogie Crew. That's another
Yes,
crew that I'm part of. Shout out to ABC. And we asked him to come and just be a part of the set.
The one of Vinyl, was it?
Yeah, it was at Vinyl.
Yes, I was. Yes,
Yeah.
I was there for that.
So I mean, that's when I think we really, really like connected. And then for New Year's Eve, I was on the bill for his show over at Swan Dive. So I mean, we definitely, in terms of style and sound, we complement each other. So I think that was like the first thing, And then he's just a really awesome dude, man.
I mean, Henry is one of the most talented
and
guys
super
I know.
talented as well.
Man, and I just think that, one thing about Austin that I really like, and I know it's a theme that's been coming up a lot on the podcast, is that if you're into music, if you live music and love music, like you're bound to meet all the talented people.
Oh yeah,
you're gonna meet Bavu, you're gonna meet Nick Nack, you're gonna meet Manny, meet you. That's how I met you.
So many.
Yeah, and I think is that proper to Austin? You think, or is that something that you've seen in other
I think
cities?
just in general. You know, music is that universal language that we all speak. So, you know, I mean, if someone's into music, eventually at some point, you're gonna cross paths, either directly or indirectly through somebody else that you know. So, you know, I think it was only a matter of time that we would get together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, looking forward to it, man. Really looking forward to it.
Absolutely.
You got anything else coming up? Get close to the mic.
Oh,
anything else coming up you got?
Oh, man, I got 5 things going on at one time. But
go ahead.
Actually, my other group, Third Root.
Yes.
Yeah, we just finished an album with Adrian Casada. He produced it, and Third Root is myself, Marco Cervantes, and Charles Easy Lee.
Y'all went to school together, right?
Marco and I, we grew up together. Like, I've known him since, I don't know, like 6th, 7th grade, man.
Oh,
so
wow.
a long time. And we were in a hip-hop group in high school, and, you know, and then it just, we never stopped doing it, you know. So that actually comes out on October the 11th, and we just dropped a single. It was this Posse Cut.
I heard that.
Yeah.
With Rise Against the Storm,
Dashe, Babu.
Babu, yes.
And Vocab.
Yeah, I mean, the video is dope, and I like the behind the scenes, too.
Appreciate it, man.
Definitely be on the lookout for that, man. Third Root doing big things.
That's what's up.
Nah, man, this is incredible. This is
incredible. I'm really happy to be a part of this, and yeah, just support this brother, man, because he's definitely unique. He's one of a kind.
Man, I remember seeing him for the first time. I think it was Eddie actually introduced me to him.
Yeah, because I know they were doing the shows at Lambert's.
Yes, it was the Lambert's show before Riders Against the Storm.
Yeah.
I think it was opening for Riders Against the Storm at Lambert's, and I saw him, and Eddie was like, "Dude, you got to see this guy." Shout out to Chorizo, by the way.
No doubt.
And he was like, "You got to check out this guy," and I saw him, and I couldn't stop. I was like, "This is the funkiest thing I've heard
Absolutely.
live."
And it's one person.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, who are the
crazier.
Invisibles? I want to know where the Invisibles at, because he makes it sound like it's the whole orchestra and the whole band, and yet it's just one dude just looping music, playing every instrument, like all 27 of those. And, and I was blown away, and I'm like, man, I hope, and actually I don't hope, I know someday he'll be like headlining ACL, playing at.
Man.
So, I mean, it's only a matter of time. Yeah, exactly.
Only a matter of time.
Exactly. Well, cool. Anything else you want to plug? Got coming up? Chicken George on Facebook, Twitter, all that good stuff.
I'm easy to find. Just DJ Chicken George.
There's not 25 of him. Trust me. There's not 25 of Chicken Georges around here. So thank you so much for doing this, man.
Thank you, bro.
And looking forward to your set, and all the best to you.
Absolutely. Same to you.
Good deal. Thank you. So we're going to keep moving here. We got Trouble in the Streets coming up next. And again, we're here live at Empire celebrating the release of Musaic from Henry the Invisible. You can get it on iTunes already, on Spotify. There's a single that's out already called Whoa. So make sure you go check that out. Just go to iTunes, look up Henry the Invisible. There's not 25 of him. And so up next, we got Trouble is in the Streets. Oh, I like that. Make yourself comfortable, man.
How are you doing?
Doing well. Thank you for being here.
Good.
Welcome to the FeedBak podcast.
Thank you.
My name is Beck. So we got Andy,
that's right.
Bobby, and Nebula.
Yeah.
Nebula, that's right. So Trouble in the Streets. So what's your musical background? Like, I know, so you're the bass.
I'm the bass.
You're the drummer. You play keys. So did y'all grow up with a lot of music around the house, or what was that like for y'all?
Definitely. I grew up.
Into the mic, man.
Sorry. I grew up playing piano from a pretty young age. Switched to bass like in my teens, and I've been playing in bands since I was like 17 years old. So
Oh wow.
It's been.
Were you trained, or you just taking?
I did a little of both. I definitely did piano lessons early on. Took a few bass lessons, but kind of self-taught / with a little bit of training going on.
Nice. What about you?
Yeah, I started out with piano lessons, and I've been playing piano since I was 7, but my teacher never taught me theory, so I never really got the composing aspect of playing music. So a lot of it was, especially after I got out of piano lessons, listening by ear and trying to create based off of, musical influences that I grew up with. And I am culturally Nigerian, and so I grew up with a lot of world influence, a lot of Fela Kuti and like Nigerian.
Yes.
And so that's kind of where that stems from.
What about you, Bobby?
Yeah, I started performing at a pretty young age.
Man, what's up with all these? What was I doing at that age? Now I feel
Yeah,
bad.
right.
I'm like, I was probably outside just playing with sticks, and y'all were already playing piano and guitar, and damn.
I play the sticks too.
Yeah, drums
Mud
and all
pies
that.
were all that.
So,
Yeah.
go ahead.
But yeah, my parents were really supportive of me pursuing music at a really, really young age. So I did a lot of theater stuff, musical theater, and then it kind of coincided with heavy metal and drums at the same time.
Oh, so who were you listening to back then?
Oh gosh, Tool, early Metallica, old school Deftones. And so then I ended up going to Meshuggah. But then I ended up going to school for music. I did opera for a really long time.
You
And
sing opera?
I
You have
still
a mic in
teach-
front of you, Bobby.
Oh man,
You have a mic in front of you. You have
Yeah,
a camera right here. People are watching online,
Yeah, right.
so
But so then I got out of school and I wanted to do my own thing. I wanted to write my own music, and then I got hooked up with these guys. So
how'd y'all meet?
We were all friends previously.
Like high school, or met at a coffee shop at HEB, or what was it? Some people meet at HEB.
it's true. It's true.
Craigslist for me and Bobby, actually.
Yeah.
I
We
moved
go
to
back.
Austin about 6 years ago and just looking for bands. And his old band was looking for a bassist. We did that band for a little while. That ended up breaking up. But we've been in, I think this is the third band that me and Bobby have
Yeah, I
been
think
in.
so.
Yeah.
And then Nettie was a mutual friend, and she had some music that she wanted to show us. And we really loved it, so we kind of put something together.
Were you writing early on already?
Yeah, once I got out of high school, I started doing a lot more singer-songwriter stuff, only because that's all I knew at the time. And I'd never really played with other musicians before
Oh, okay.
then, so I didn't know how to
But
create.
was that something? I mean, I don't know what the process is. I can pull out a paper and a pad and a pen and then start writing.
Yeah.
But is there like some techniques or some I don't know, a process of really like writing songs?
Yeah, for me, most of it was lyrical. I would come up with prose first, and then I would, sing or hum a tune or, a melody along with those lyrics, and it just kind of, you write it down, you refine it, and you share it. That's kind of the process that started a lot of it. And then, later on, we started to create together. And so when we go to rehearsal or we have rehearsal, it just kind of starts with one person playing something, and someone will tag along, and then it just kind of creates this.
Yeah, a lot of it is like kind of improv.
To the mic, man.
Oh, sorry. a lot of it's
You're
like,
a bassist. It's
yeah,
all right. She knows how to hold the mic. I ain't mad at
I don't know
you.
about any of this stuff. No, a lot of it's just kind of an improv that kind of takes form. It's like you get together and you start jamming, and then someone's like, "I like that. Let's work on that." And then people are like, "Well, this works with that," and that kind of thing. And then you kind of piece it together.
So you
from
just
there.
riff like, all right, today is freestyle day or impro day, and then you just
like that,
you start coming up with a melody, or maybe you already have some words written down.
Sometimes we come with ideas. Sometimes it's organic, and it just happens, on accident.
And I definitely think like that's the ideal way to collaborate. I feel like at first when you're really getting to know everyone, sometimes people have to kind of be, present something pretty straightforward at the beginning, and everyone kind of gets into it, but
something they worked on their own
something
time,
that they've worked on their own
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
But
And
now
bring
I
that.
feel like we just know each other so well,
Well,
that that's where we want to be.
Let's go back. How was your first gig together?
It was awesome.
Yeah.
I was waiting for like a disaster story, like the crowd didn't know who the fuck we
definitely
were.
had some
We definitely didn't have all the songs that we have now.
No.
It definitely has built over the last 2 years.
We've gotten tighter and all that.
Right. But I mean, there's video, and I was pretty proud of.
There's still
our
a
first
video
show.
floating around from our first show. There were definitely a few little technical errors. I'm doing a lot more stuff with like synthesizers and Ableton, like
Right.
electronic stuff mixed in. And I think we tried to do it at that first show and forgot some
That's so
cables
true.
and stuff like that. And we're like, okay, let's just go.
That's what I'm talking about. I want that story.
The nightmares,
knowledge.
the nightmares on stage.
I mean, but yeah, it's a trial and error kind of thing. I think every show we try to get a little better, but
Sure.
but for sure, like I said, me and Robert have been in a bunch of bands together, so I think this band kind of picked up speed pretty quickly because of that.
Right.
So how long y'all been playing together?
2 years.
2 years.
2
about
years?
just
2 years?
Our group,
2 years,
about 2
yeah.
years.
And what was the Austin scene like at the time? Like, because one thing I really appreciate about Austin, let me just backtrack a little bit, is that there's a lot of bands that perform here, that are from here, that it's hard when you ask them, so what does it sound like? And they go, I don't know. You just have to listen.
Yeah.
Just take it as for what it is. You see what I
Right.
mean? So it doesn't fit a box.
Right.
You know, so
Exactly.
so when you came out on the scene here, what was it like? How did people react? And you know, how did you feel about the whole process? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it was a breath of fresh air, honestly. I also went to school here. I went to UT, and I was involved in the UT radio station, KVRX.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And I think there was a lull in the scene of local music for a good 2 or 3 years, and then the hip hop scene started to really develop right about when we started playing out, and I think it was well received. You know, not everyone, but a lot of people did compare us to Rage Against the Machine. There's a lot
Rage Against the Machine?
Yeah, there's a lot of like heavy, but it's hip hop influence, but it's not your typical Austin hip hop. It's not, you know, just.
Wait, so you put yourself in a hip hop bucket?
Yeah, most definitely.
Really?
Most definitely.
I don't know. I didn't.
Depends
a
on.
lot
It depends on the song. Depends on the
mix it up
song.
quite a
Yeah,
bit.
yeah.
It
And we
very
mix it
much
up.
depends on the song.
Yeah. Like Pyramid,
Pyramid
That
scheme.
would be more of the R&B stuff
Yes.
kind of we
For
do,
sure.
yeah.
and then I forgot the name of the other one. Here and
Here to there.
Here to
There,
there.
yeah.
That's more
What's the
world.
one where you speak French on?
That's CFD.
CFD,
Chicken
yeah.
fried
Yes,
dopamine.
yes. I like that.
Dopamine.
So, well, hold on. So how do you? I like those song names. I'm always curious about how artists come up with song names.
A lot
You
of
get-
times it's just topic of conversation
Really?
at the time.
We
with
like
what we're doing.
we like to
Andy,
bullshit
eat
with
the mic.
We like to bullshit with each other a lot, you know.
Oh my God.
And I think we just kind of sit around and practice, and we say goofy ass shit. And when someone's got something that's just great, we're like, that's the name of the next song. You know,
Right.
Yeah.
like I think that happens a lot with.
Oh,
our
so you come up with a
songs.
name before the song?
Sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes.
Or
Really?
there's a working title
Yeah,
that's not
sometimes.
serious,
Oh.
Right.
and then we'll just go. Let's just call it that, you know.
Sometimes like we got a song that doesn't have a name yet, and then someone says something crazy, and we're like, there it is. That's the
Right.
name.
Yeah.
you know?
Hey, that works. I mean, when I ask bands about that, they always go, well, we started smoking, and then we started drinking, and we were fucked up, and then, you know, we came up, somebody said something stupid, like, yeah, dude, that's it, I love it,
Definitely
yeah.
happens. It's definitely happens.
So, Trouble in the Streets,
Trouble in
what was
the
the story
Streets.
behind that name?
That actually came off of one of my dad's Nigeria funk albums. There's,
See, I like that kind of story. It's better than we got drunk and high, and then
Yeah.
Bobby said something.
But yeah, it was one of the songs off of one of the sides, and there were these two women singing a cappella, and that was one of the lyrics. You know, they get out, fight, trouble in the streets, da 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 na na na. And so I was like, man, that sounds awesome.
Nice.
And it just kinda worked.
Well, do you have names before that, or that was the first one?
Man,
What, the band name?
Yeah, band name.
Sirens.
we
that
tried,
was the
yeah,
working
Sirens?
title.
Sirens was
yeah.
the
That was
working
before
band
we
name.
were in the band, but
Right,
yeah.
it was when I was like just creating. I didn't know exactly who was going to be in the band or anything like that, or I didn't have any other.
So, how did you meet Henry?
It's a great question.
Utopia
Bad.
Fest?
Utopia
Yeah,
Fest a
probably
couple years
Utopia
ago?
I think
Fest.
it was
Utopia
Utopia
Fest?
Fest a few
Yeah,
years
yeah, it
ago.
was.
This year?
No,
No,
about
like
4
maybe
years
like
ago?
4 years
4 years
ago.
4 years ago?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've known Henry
Before
a
this band
second
was
for
around.
sure.
And then my old band, me and Bobby's old band, Transcontinental Trip.
Wait, what's the name of that one?
Transcontinental Trip.
Yeah, TCT.
Yeah, TCT
Nice.
for short. We've played with him a bunch of times since then,
Right.
since meeting him, and you know he's just always been a great guy. So we always love doing a good show with him.
I'll say it again. The funkiest white guy I know.
Yeah.
Really, seriously.
Yes,
Look.
definitely. He's got some soul.
No,
Oh,
he
yeah.
does. He
Oh,
does.
yeah.
He does.
He's got-
He came on the podcast a couple of times to tell
Oh,
the
yeah?
story how he started, picked up the sax, and then
Yeah.
the guitar, and then the piano, and then the other 27 instruments he can play. And it's incredible. It's really incredible. It's really incredible. So, what's next for you guys? The EP's out.
Getting there, yeah.
Not yet. Not
I
yet.
saw one on your the Bandcamp, the one with
Oh, yeah. We have a live.
the live from the parish.
Live
one.
from
Yeah,
the
yeah.
parish
live
is
from
on
the
there.
parish.
We're working on like a studio EP right now,
Uh-huh.
and it's It's being mixed and mastered in the process. That should be. I think we're releasing a single in October, and releasing the whole thing in December. We're gonna be having a big party over at the North Door in December.
Nice.
Yeah. December 9th. We'll be at the
9th,
North Door.
Where are you guys performing? Pretty much all over the city at this point? Or do you have a place that you're like, okay, this is our spot and we'd like to play there?
Well, we definitely call Empire our second home.
Yeah, for sure.
We love playing Empire.
Shout out to Empire, the whole staff, Steven Sunshine.
Oh, yeah.
They're awesome.
It's a great spot.
We'll be back here October 7th for Ditch the Fest by
that's
Raw
at
Paw.
that's at
For what?
Cheer Ups.
Oh, that's at Cheer Up this year.
That's
so
all right.
Cheer Ups
That's
is
all right.
another great one, though.
Yeah,
We
no
love
worries.
Cheer
Cheer Ups
Ups.
is
We
also a
love
good
the Parish is always great.
Yeah, we're playing Utopia Fest at the end of this month.
Yeah.
So
Do you so at this point people really like recognize the Trouble in the Street sound? Do you feel like that's the case at this? I mean,
feel
2
like
years
so.
in,
Yeah, I
like you
think
got
it's
your,
like so.
I think we're
you got your
starting to get
fans,
some
you got your
traction.
bass, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It's
Yeah.
starting
And-
to build for sure.
Have you guys played outside of the city?
Yeah.
Like, have you
Yeah,
gone on
yeah,
tour?
yeah.
You been on tour?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where'd you go?
We went to Arkansas. We did Fayetteville, Conway, and then we went to Colorado.
Wow.
Oklahoma.
By yourself?
Oklahoma.
Yeah, just the
Just
three of
us,
us.
those
Yeah.
three.
Wow. You
got a
booked
van.
it and everything?
Yep.
You did the whole
Yep, everything.
three of y'all in the car?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Did-
We
Well,
did all
hold on,
right.
hold
We
on.
did all
Yeah.
right.
Did some magic happen on the way there? Like a song came up, or you started like maybe humming something, and then he started doing the drums with his mouth.
It's happened before.
A lot of
where
that,
we,
yeah.
where we create on the
Definitely.
road.
Yeah.
Definitely. A lot of
Or
creativity on the
collaborate
road.
with other musicians.
Or just
and-
kind of, experiences that just like make you feel like you're on the right path in life. It re-energizes you as a musician, I think, to be on the road and like where every day is about being a musician.
Uh-huh.
Like when you're at home and you're only doing a show every like twice a month or something like that. It's cool to be like night after night shows and just I think you kind of lock in as a group a lot more.
Yeah.
Did you like strategically pick those cities, and why is that? Arkansas and
We had connections there.
Okay.
You know, I think that's kind of a big thing we've learned with touring is, you kind of like, well, we want to go here, but then you kind of take a step back and go, okay, well, who do we know? Who do we know is going to treat us good and, give us a really good show?
Yeah.
So we're going back on tour in November for a 12 to 14 show tour and going all the way up to Chicago, Ohio, and everything. So
I want to be a fly on that car ride. Seriously.
it's fun. It's
Try to
fun.
put them together so it's not huge amounts of driving in between.
Uh-huh.
But sometimes you get your 10-hour days, and that's always wears on you. But that's when you just take a nap. So
I mean, life on the road can be really exhausting. No matter what you do, whether you're a comic or a band,
Yeah.
and
Don't
then
matter.
you're happy when you come home, but you come back and you're like, holy crap, I just spent 2 weeks with like other musicians and got to, perform and share my art with other people who might not know who the hell we are, but now they do.
Yeah.
What was the reception like over there? Did it know you already, or was it just?
Nice,
Some did,
great.
some didn't.
Yeah, a couple people knew us because we have friends, and they tried to help get their friends out. But for the most part, I don't think we were very known, and I felt really good about how we did on the road.
Right.
Nice.
We made a lot of new fans, and we've been to Arkansas twice now,
Yeah.
and I'd say we had a lot of the same people come out again to see us a second time, and then built on that crowd. So
Are people rapping the French part yet?
Not yet. I think it's a
That'd
little
be
too
so
fast
good.
for them, but
That would be so
Yeah.
cool. That would
but
be
it
so
does
cool.
feel really good when you get people in the crowd screaming some of your lyrics, and we like the crowd participation, and being
What
able to
do
get
you
people
do with
involved.
that? You get them on stage, or how do
Some
you?
people jump on stage without
No,
us.
we-
asking.
Backwards that happened.
That totally
That's happened?
yeah,
Oh, tell that story. I want to hear that story.
Oh God. Woo.
That was
he
just
was having a little too much
backwards.
fun.
Yeah.
But
And Andy, don't hold back, man. We got time.
He just tried to play my keyboard, and
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
While we were on stage
while
in
we
the
were
middle
playing,
of a song.
yeah, he just kind of pushed me out of the way.
Oh, he got really excited.
Yeah.
He was really
Yeah.
excited.
5 a.m.
But
That was
yeah, we
fun.
played
5
a
a.m.?
Yeah, that was
show,
our set.
Who? You book a show at 5 a.m. or they just put you
it
on?
was
the-
originally supposed to be.
Yeah.
It was originally supposed to be 3 a.m., but it was the last show of the festival, and lines got blurred there at the end, and a set before us that was supposed to be just a half-hour set turned into like an hour-and-a-half set.
Why not?
But it was awesome.
So
it was packed.
great.
It was so much fun.
We played for
So
the
much fun.
true party animals who wanted to stay up till 5, and we played to a packed audience. So it was a great time.
Nice. Any festivals yet?
Utopia Fest is coming
Yeah,
up,
Utopia
and
Fest.
that's,
Head for the Hills will
Head
probably
for
be
the
there.
Hills next
Which
year.
one?
Head for the Hills. It's in Kerrville,
Wow.
Texas.
It's
yeah.
a great
It's
great
really
little
fun, yeah.
festival. About 1,000 people.
Yeah.
Some really great bands out there.
Is
though.
it all like as far as the genre? It's all over.
Pretty all over the
Yeah,
place.
pretty
Very
much.
jam scene, a lot of like kind of funk and jam kind of stuff. But it's very eclectic.
Yeah.
A lot of different-
Kerrville, huh?
Yeah, on Kerrville.
I didn't know they had their own festival.
Yeah. It's
Head
a
for
great
the
time.
hills. Head for the
Head for the
hills.
hill. Every March.
Every March. Nice.
Every March. Look for it.
Cool. Well, what can people find you? Trouble in the Streets.
Troubleinthestreets.com. Facebook, Instagram.
Yep.
All the grams.
I love the titsmusic.net.
Titsmusic.net.
You should go. Everybody, welcome Tits.
Yeah.
You two show up, and then she comes last.
Yeah, right. They're like, wait, what?
Where's the tits, guys?
Nettie
Where's the
and
tits?
the
We're
tits.
tits.
Nettie and the Tits.
That's who we are.
Nettie
We're
and the
tits.
tits.
Get used to it.
Wow.
It's dope. I like it.
No.
Yeah.
We
I like
get
it.
people chanting it sometimes at
Really?
shows. Yeah.
Tits.
Tits, yeah.
Why not?
Sometimes.
Tits if you're nasty.
Hey, it works. It works. So Trouble in the Streets, Instagram, Twitter,
Yeah.
Facebook, titsmusic.net.
Oh,
I love it.
so,
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having
and
us.
good luck tonight. Shout out to Henry. And yeah, we're going to keep this going. Thank you so much.
thank
right,
you.
thank
Tits, everybody. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, Andy. Thank you, Bobby. What's your name? Back, B-A-K, back. We're still live, by the way.
Oh, man.
Eddie, thank you so much. Merci beaucoup. All right, next up, we're still here. Again, it's the FeedBak Podcast. We're here live at Empire Control Room for the release of Musaic, Henry and the Invisibles. We got Chicken George. We got Interrobang. We'll just talk to Trouble in the Streets. Later on, Henry will bless the stage. So let's bring on his family. Beth, come on up. We're going to talk to the family. Come on, Pops. Yes, you. The inspiration. Come on up, Beth. Come on up. Yeah, both of y'all. Come on, sit down, huh? Wherever you want. Yes, I'm excited. You must be 10 times more excited than I am. And thank you so much for being here. Congratulations. Seriously, I mean, I know the man's been working hard, and it's a blessing, and I'm really glad to be here. It's an honor to do this podcast. But I gotta say, so Henry's been on the show a couple of times already, so he told me a lot of stories already. And I want to go back to one specific one. About you, Pops.
Okay, perfect.
Yes. So you're responsible for his love for music. You had that record collection, right?
Yeah.
Playing Chicago,
Oh,
right? And then,
you name it. It was
so
there.
you were
Marvin.
taking Marvin Gaye, all of that, Sliding Family
Oh,
Stone.
yeah. Oh, absolutely.
So what's your musical background? Like, were you just collecting records? Were you playing, or what was it?
All of my friends were always artists and musicians.
All your friends?
Everyone I ever hung out with throughout my middle school years,
Uh-huh.
my high school years, they were either musicians, aspiring musicians, actors, painters, that kind of thing. And I never got around to playing an instrument, but
Really? You have no excuses now.
no, I owned a music store.
Oh.
And,
Well, that will help.
and, I loved to play the drums all the time, but never played them professionally. Me and Henry used to sit down and play.
But
got a good beat. Yeah, I'd have a guitar at the house, and he would start twanging away. This was when he was about 8.
Yeah.
And I'd start kind of hitting the beats behind him.
You should be talking to the mic.
Oh, yeah.
Just so.
And start hitting the beats behind him. Next thing you know, he was a lyricist.
Because the story he told me on the show was the neighbor
Yes.
came to you and
Yes.
said, "By the way, I'm hearing your son playing the guitar. You should get him one."
That is true.
And you walked down to the store and got him a guitar.
That is true. We were living in Dallas. He was 8 years old, actually. And
Man, see, I wasn't doing anything when I was 8. I was watching cartoons and playing basketball outside.
Oh man, yeah.
I
Well,
should have picked up something.
he used to come home from school, get the guitar, and I didn't even know this yet. And he would open up his bedroom window and he'd be playing. Our neighbor who lived across the street from us was a guitarist, and he came over one day and he said, "Hey, listen, your boy comes home every day. He opens up that window over there, man, and I hear something over there." And I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, he's playing a guitar, and I tell you what, I think he has something." And I was like, "Yeah?" He goes, "Yeah." And we were always having fun with it, right?
Yeah.
But never really serious. And then he says, "But what you need to do," he says, "get him a real guitar." And I was like, "Oh, that's
Yeah.
my guitar."
Wait, so you were taking lessons?
No, I bought a guitar.
You just bought him a guitar, and then once you
Yeah.
got the guitar, when came back home, then you started just
Yeah.
playing with him,
Yeah,
or
and then I started just hitting beats, and Henry was trying to learn. So he told me, go down to Arnold and Morgan over in Dallas. It was a music store.
Uh-huh.
He said, there's an instructor there who could, do something with him. Henry got in there, knocked out some books about like that, 3 of them in less than, my God, 2 months, I think. That guy said, "I can't do any more. Take him over here." So we went to another guy. By that time, Henry got an amp, an electric guitar.
well, how old was he? 8.5.
He was about 9-ish already, yeah. And then
That's.
by the time he got into middle school, I mean,
Man, sounds of a genius.
oh, it was
Sounds
just
of a
fun.
genius.
It was fun.
So, what about you? Like, first of all, how'd y'all meet?
Well, I actually was living in San Antonio, and he had just moved back from New York City.
Uh-huh.
And I fell on my eye, and he picked me up and took me to your house.
Wait,
at
you
the
fell
time.
on your eye?
I fell on my eye.
Wait, you were in the
forever.
park? You were outside? What?
Well, we met at a club.
Okay.
And we were skipping out. He was gonna give me a CD, I think it was.
Uh-huh.
Was he playing?
This is the love story. No, he wasn't playing yet. I didn't
Okay.
really know
Okay.
all the musician he was at that time. But
Uh-huh.
anyway, so fell on my eye, and anyway, that's how we met.
And then he took you home, or?
Back to his dad's
He
house.
was living with me after he got back from New York City because I was living in San Antonio at the
Okay.
time. And so, yeah, I was asleep, and these guys, I guess, showed up. And he was trying to patch up her eye or something. And
Wow.
This was like a decade ago.
Wait, so
So-
he wasn't performing or anything at the time, right?
No, well, actually, but he did have Star Child
Yeah.
shortly after he moved back from New York
Okay.
City. That was the band he had in New York, and then.
yeah, that night he wasn't playing.
But that night he wasn't playing.
But when you found out that he was like that talented, were you like, holy crap, I that's it? Was
I
that
mean-
did it serenade you?
Well, he's a magician of sorts. But more than just his musicianship, he's a great person. So.
No, I mean Henry is one of the most talented guys I know. So do you play now?
No, but he.
You don't wait, hold on. He plays 27 instruments. He can't teach you one? One.
I sing
The
with him a
triangle.
little bit.
I don't know.
He's tried to show me bass because I bought a bass, right?
Yeah?
All I can do is drums. That I can do.
Even that, I mean, that's plenty. That's plenty. You guys play together a little bit?
At home, we'll mess around, stuff like that. But no, nothing really,
But are y'all part of the process? Because, I mean, it's people don't realize that it's just him that creates all that music, right?
It's true.
And does he come to you and be like, yo, Pops, I got this new riff I just came up with. Let me know what you think. Beth, I just started doing this thing with the drums. How would you change it? Like, does he come to you for feedback at all?
Oh, well, yeah. But, I mean, by the time that process happens,
Uh-huh.
I mean, it is just so, it is just so refined already that, I mean, I fall in love with a song probably about 5 times before he finally says, now it's ready. And I'm like, it's ready. And he goes, no.
No?
And I'm like,
Perfectionist
"It's ready."
too?
No. It's ready. No. And then it'll come out and I go like, dang.
Yep. And just around the house, he's always talking about, oh, how about this bass line and this, making beats, and he's just always doing
Yeah.
music all the time.
No, I mean, see, that was my next question because, someone who loves music and lives music like he does,
Yeah.
there are people like that. They're like, they'd be in the middle of dinner
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, they just space out because they just thought of a song or a melody or a song just came up, or somebody's playing the music way in the background at a restaurant, and they go, "Oh, I just heard this, and I know this." So does that happen a lot?
I know when we're on the road, at times he'll hear something, you'll go like, "Well, that was interesting," and I'll remember it, and then it's nothing like it when it comes out to be the beginning of another song, and I'm always like, "So that came from that?" He goes, "Yeah," and I'm thinking, "I didn't even hear that." You know, I mean, it's a whole different way of hearing things.
No, I mean you gotta have an ear for that kind of stuff because
Yeah.
just the intricacies of the music he makes,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna bring him on in a minute because I had a lot of questions about the new album, but you know when you're that deep, when you don't have to focus on one side of the music, you know, maybe one instrument or you're on the production side or you're on the mixing side or you're singing. I mean, there's a lot of hats. He wears like 50 hats
Oh, yeah.
easily.
Yeah.
Easily,
And
yeah.
Easily.
booking.
Yeah. Booking.
And
all the
I'm
behind
always-
the scenes. All that stuff.
Yeah.
so
Merchandising.
what part do you guys play in his music?
This,
Yes.
my part now, basically is driving, merchandising,
Yeah.
setting up, loading, unloading, taking care of things. For instance, end of the night, he'll say, "Oh, yeah, go ahead and, take care of this, payouts or whatever." And that's it. But I mean, as far as music goes, he'll ask me maybe, "What do you think about that?" Or "What do you think about that?" But, not necessarily. Sometimes, I mean, it's a total surprise. And I'm amazed by it. I'm like, damn, that's so good.
What about you?
Well, I mean, we're always bouncing ideas off, each other. I kind of helped him a little with some website stuff and just different things. Like, really, we've been talking about even this night, just every day, just little things.
like this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
did
like
that
this.
together.
Nice.
So little things like that.
What's your favorite song?
Off this record?
Of all of them. I mean, I've heard the record too, but
Yeah.
what's the song that like every time you hear it, you get a little.
Oh, there's so many, man. Jesus.
You gotta have one. You gotta have one, pops.
All right. Let me think about that for a
Strobe.
second.
Only Human.
No.
What is it? My love
My
is
Love
all
Is
for
For
you.
You.
Yeah, I like
My
that
Love Is
one.
For You.
That's
I love My Love Is For You. But like, for instance, like when he asks the question and does the song, this one song that he rarely does, it's called "Where Is the Love." I always get chills when he does that because he's asking the question,
yes.
and he's already done funk all night long. He's made him dance, he's made him sweat, he's made him do it, and now he goes into this thing where he's asking him, if we can have this much fun, then where's the love for each other? And then he'll go out with a funk at the end.
Yeah.
So it's I'm blown away by that kind of, ability to do that with the audience.
Well, I think that one thing that we talked about a lot when he came on the show was that idea that the kind of experience that you get from a live show is totally different from what you get from listening to iTunes or listening on a CD, right?
Yeah.
And that's where I think he really excels is connecting with the audience.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And getting them to sing along. And the thing is, you could see a band that just gets up there and then just sings, and you're like, I don't even know what they're saying. And even the words are too complicated or they go too fast. But Henry really,
Yes.
breaks it down. Simple words with a lot of weight.
Yes.
Simple words with a lot of weight. And I think that's the kind of lyrical content that funk is all about.
Yeah.
It's simple. When you hear James Brown,
Oh.
we have a song called, Payback, the big payback. And you're
I love
like,
that.
simple.
Yeah.
Drive that funky soul. Repeat that the entire
Exactly.
record.
Exactly.
And it works.
I mean-
but it holds a lot of weight.
Right.
And it's that feeling that I think he really puts out there and people resonate
Absolutely,
with.
man. I mean, yeah.
What is your favorite joint?
Well, on the new record, just because we've been listening
Go
to
ahead,
it a
John.
lot,
Yeah.
it changes all the time. But right now, I really like You Made It.
Yeah.
Because I think it just speaks to whatever time you are in your life, there's choices and decisions that you have to make. And and whatever you choose, you know, you chose, and you made it.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I love that. It's just speaking to me at this time in my life.
Nice.
But I mean, something as light as the second song on the new CD, right? It's called Whoa.
Yeah, heard that one.
But man, I mean, come on.
Yes, yes.
I mean, we know what.
I know.
We know what Whoa is, right?
Break it down for me.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's when you meet that person, right? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's when you meet that person that just blows you away.
When he picked her up from falling and he went, whoa, come here, Beth.
Love. That was love.
I'm going to help you out.
Yeah, and we've all had a whoa in our life.
That is true.
You know?
That is true.
Yep. And sometimes we don't even get to meet them, but we go, whoa. You know?
I love that.
So to me,
Awesome.
I love that.
How many whoa moments do you have a day?
Well, no, okay. But depends how many people show up.
That's awesome. All right, we're going to bring him up. Henry, come on up.
And I just want to say, this man right here, I think he's the glue.
Yes.
He's the glue.
Pops,
Thank you.
man.
She's a sweetie.
There's no Henry without Pops.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Beck.
Thanks,
Come
man.
on up.
He's the back man.
The man of the night. You can come on with them if you want.
Thank you.
You guys can be on together if you want.
What are you gonna say? I was gonna tell you, Aaron brought his wooden bag, and I let him put some cards in the front.
This is the man right here.
How you doing?
This is the man, Henry. Congratulations, man.
Thank you very much, man.
All the best.
Good to see you again, Beth.
Thank you.
As always, you know.
Thank you, thank you. You're a returning champ at this point. It's your third time on the show anyway. So you're like, Henry, yes, Henry's back.
I'm
with
back.
more music, with more funk.
That's
more
right.
funk than ever.
That's right.
So what was it, when did you realize, all right, I gotta put out a full-length album?
Well,
Yes.
I mean, it's been like almost 6 years since I put anything.
Yeah.
It was definitely time to put something out, and I'd done a bunch of EP stuff. I put out some singles in the time being, but I realized it really needed to come down to like a full-length record, and there are a lot of songs I recorded for this record that didn't make it. I would
Really?
say about 30.
Are you serious?
I recorded about 40
That must have been the
songs.
toughest choice, just to figure out which one to put on the
Well,
record.
sort of yes and no, like, but I wanted everything to come together, like, conglomerate-like and
Yeah.
Musaic, so I pieced it together, and I was pretty happy with these choices, but the next album won't be far behind, so that's
I mean, you got enough for
2 or 3 albums.
Yeah, easy.
Easy. And that's a great place to be.
No, it is. And so how long did it take you?
Well, to be quite honest, I've been working the last 2 years,
Uh-huh.
solid. And by that I mean, like, I come home and I record and sit in the studio pretty much all night. I stay all night. I go to bed when my girlfriend's going to work. 6 in the morning I'm going
Yeah.
to bed. And so I put a lot of midnight oil in there. But I've been honing my skills a little bit more on the machine and
Yes, that's what I'm going to
stuff
ask.
like
Yes.
that. So it's just been a great process, man. And so I would say probably in the last 2 years did the meat and potatoes of this record come together.
But that was the objective was, all right, 2 years from now, I'm going to put out an album, and it's going to be all new stuff, new songs, new content, different sides of Henry.
Yeah, because before that, like I was on the road a lot.
Uh-huh.
So after the EP was released, I went on the road immediately, and then after that, I just basically started. I put myself through some engineering courses online and stuff.
Oh.
So that I could really mix my record the way I wanted it. The only thing I didn't do on this record was master it.
Master it?
Yeah, master it, which means that final level of EQs to make everything balanced for radio and television.
Uh-huh.
I didn't do that step. However, I did wind up firing my master guy. And
Shout out to him.
Hey,
sorry, man.
sorry,
That's
man.
all right.
And then
Is she talking to Mike?
I wound up doing a few more tweaks on it, but anyways, my point being is that 2 years ago I decided I wanted to do it all myself,
Uh-huh.
and that's been the biggest challenge. So.
Did you? One thing. I listened to the album.
Yeah.
It's dope as hell.
Yeah.
As always, I wouldn't expect any less from you.
Thank you.
But it's very diverse.
Thank you.
Very diverse.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know you rap. and I hear Inspire, and I'm like, that's Henry rapping right there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so
I'm not like a heavy rapper, but you know.
no, but I
like
mean,
to- I like to-
it comes
I like
out
to spit.
naturally. It really does. On that record, it really does. And so between that, and then you can go from the total funk song like Power Feeling Good,
Yeah.
to something slower like, I forgot the name. It's gonna come back to me.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Long Way Home.
Oh yeah.
Long Way Home. When I heard that one,
I can't wait to play that.
oh please. and so, what kind of personal upgrades, I would say, like soul searching, did you have to do to come up with that range of sounds and
I mean,
voice even?
Like the record is called Musaic. I really feel like it's I've had these fragments of poetry and songs in my head for a while, and I really wanted to put them all together for this mosaic of music on this record. And for me, the soul searching thing, man, it's constant, man. Like I'm kind of a, it's weird to say about yourself, but I'm kind of a really heavy person. Like I like to laugh and I like to joke around and stuff, but I'm usually thinking some heavy. I mean, the world is crazy, right? The world it's crazy right now, and like I have so much respect for everybody, and so much respect for artists, and so much respect for music, and so I wanted to put something out that wasn't light or as lighthearted as just party tracks, even though there are a few on the record.
Yeah.
And so, I think all the musicality, all the poetry, all the everything just came together for this record, So.
Did you go back and study other artists or anything?
Absolutely.
Like who?
I mean, every day. There isn't a day that I don't get on YouTube and just really. And I mean, it could be Dilla, it could be B.B. King, it could be Tito Puente, it could be, it could be Sly, it could be James. I love James Brown. So,
Yes.
Every day I got to watch a little bit. I've always said if I'm ever in a coma, and I'm going to say this right now in case you know, if I'm ever in a coma, you just play James Brown, anything live from '72, I'll be there. I'm going to wake up.
What was like learning all the engineering part, the mixing?
Yeah.
Did you say you took an online course?
I did. I took some from Berkeley, and I took some from a couple of other online courses that I thought that the professor was pretty hip. So.
Was it a pretty steep learning curve for you, or was it just?
Yeah, because you know how it is. It's like all the technicalities, like all the definitions, like the EQs, that kind of stuff took me a little bit to really. But it really is common sense, though. It's like the human voice, after a certain point loses bass. And you turn that down so you don't have all this like useless information, and it's stuff like that I really learned and really try to get out to. And there's the Interrobang voice, but yeah. But as far as engineering goes, it was a lot of practice, and so I would tweak something out, put it in the studio, listen to it in my car, because that's where I listen to a lot of my music.
Same here.
Yeah. If it's not cool in my car, then it's not probably cool for me.
If you hesitate to roll the windows down and share it with the rest of the world, chances are you're selfish. You want to keep it to yourself.
Yeah, but engineering was a thing. Of course, practicing every day. I try.
Any new instrument you brought on, or is it pretty?
What's that?
Any new instrument that you brought on?
Oh, not yet, but I am going to bring the alto coming this next fall.
Oh.
So alto was actually the first instrument I ever played.
Sax.
Yes. And I don't have it up here, but I know how to play it very well. I just need to practice.
Add another instrument to the 27 you already play. Man. So, one thing I really enjoy about your music, especially with this new record, is that it's picking up on these little intricacies. Because I think when you listen to it, you're like, oh, this is one guy singing or rapping in some cases, and there's a whole orchestra behind him, and then you realize, no, it's this one guy doing everything. And I think on this record, you played more with the voice that you had before.
Yeah, I'm being more comfortable with my voice. I think I'm really actually And I think I found myself a lot on this record, but I feel like I'm really finding myself still. And I think vocally is one of those things that like is well, not everybody. I mean, Michael Jackson.
Well, sure.
You know what I mean?
If it comes naturally to you, I mean, yeah.
I mean, wow, amazing. I'm not a Michael Jackson, but like I certainly, have always strived to keep being better. And I feel like in this record I made some strides to like really find my voice a little bit more. And I mean, it's just practice, man. It's just like feeling good. But I get a lot of the inspiration from the audience.
Yeah.
You know, if they tell me it's sounding good, then I know it is. So I just
yeah. I mean, one thing we brought on earlier on the show, and is that the connection with the audience is key to everything you're doing.
Absolutely.
You know, getting people to sing along. You know, connecting with them, asking them simple questions.
Yeah.
And I really think that's where it's at, and it goes beyond the record.
It does, and I think, like, I can't wait to do a live record of this record. Like,
oh yes.
After about 3 or 4 months of playing this and feeling really comfortable with playing this live, because tonight is actually the first time I've played some of these songs live ever. I've been holding a lot of this material back.
Wait, did it come from some live stuff that you've done maybe? Just like riffing maybe? Like, okay, this,
Not this
let me remember this.
Some of my stuff in the past, but not a lot of this stuff. This stuff was written in the studio. A lot of it was. I mean, Future's on there, so that's an old cut.
Yeah.
But, I kind of tweaked it out and stuff. But, so I'm learning again, like the material, and I can't wait for 3 months into this to put out a live record of this. I think this is going to be really dope. Because tonight even, I've already stretched from the record. Like I opened up one song where it's a bass solo to get into it. I opened up another song where there's more of a piano solo in there. You know what I mean? It's already stretching, and it's like the first time. So it's really cool.
Did you have, what was the method to, I'm always curious about the order of the tracks on the album.
Yeah, so
12 tracks, which is a good amount.
So for this one, somewhat methodical. Like I had kind of an idea of this orchestra opening up and sounding this, and then I wanted to go immediately breakbeat sounding where a break dancer could get down, which by the way, we have break dancers tonight.
Awesome.
Yeah. That's gonna be dope. and then I wanted, kind of send it old school and then send it to where I'm at now, to really encompass that whole, like, this is who I am or where I came from.
Yeah.
This is the kind of music I love. Here we go. And so, yeah, I mean, in this case, like, I had a lot of lyrics written down that needed to find a home.
Oh, okay.
And I've always said, lyrics are just poetry.
Yeah.
Until you put them to music and then they become a song. And when those songs are born, you know it. You go, oh, yeah. That's
the feeling we get.
That's exactly right. That's right. And so that's what I tried to do for the whole record.
So we're I guess really it's really about recreating that kind of moment. I was just asking Beth and Pops, like, what were the songs that they like that gave them chills?
Oh, I'm curious to know.
Oh, would you just what did Pops say? Which one?
I think he likes So Alive.
Huh?
I think he likes So Alive.
No, he likes Whoa.
Oh,
he loves Whoa.
Whoa.
And there was another one on the record. I forgot. I blanked out. But for me, the power of feeling good is
that's a funk jam. I mean,
because I mean that's how, to me, and I'll say it. I've said it already 5 times on this broadcast. The funkiest guy I know.
Oh.
You're the funkiest guy I know, and
well,
to
you're
me,
one of the coolest cats I know.
Oh, thank you. I'm blushing. Look, everybody, thank you. But just there's not, because I don't think that there's enough of it, and for someone to step in and be like, hey, let me make you feel the way I feel when I hear funk music, and be able to connect that, with other people and get them that, ooh, shit.
That is the goal, man. I think a lot of artists that are out today, it's very, I love a lot of music, by the way. I'm not one of those cats that doesn't like today's music. But I think a lot of artists today are very kind of like selfish in a way, because it's all about them. It's all about their thing, and it's all about me, and and I'm more about you. Like I'm more about or us.
Yes.
You know, I'm more about like it's all of us, and like I think that's the power of the feel good. I mean, I think that's what it is. You know, so and that's the only way we're gonna make this world a better place is to share those kind of vibrations.
I mean, come on, we're living in a sharing economy, people. We share cars, we share homes, we share everything, we share music.
Yeah.
So, but the live experience is still where it's at.
Well, it's interesting. Like, I lived in New York for many years, and a lot of times people sit in the subway train and just kind of all look down, and everybody's looking. But we're in this really tight space, and you think about it. I think Curtis Mayfield said it best on that song, "Stare and Stare." And it's basically, we become blank to each other. And what I'm trying to do is get everybody in this excited synergy at a show, and hopefully they can take it out to the streets with them and go, you know what, man? I mean, seriously, that was amazing. And that's why I love music festivals. That's why I love really powerful music. And, some of my favorite artists have been Bob Marley, who did that.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Or I would say definitely Curtis Mayfield brought a lot to his music. And Marvin Gaye, for example, How
do you connect with the crowd? The best example I have you seen that video of Freddie Mercury?
Oh, yeah.
At Wimberley? I think it was at Wimberley. When he started going, le, 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 and the whole crowd, thousands, hundreds, the whole stadium started going off, and I'm like, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
I love you too. You can catch it all.
No, you can watch things over and over again. You're like, who do you know that can recreate this kind of feeling?
Right.
And you're,
but
come on.
I try.
Come on. No, you don't try.
Try.
You do. Come on
But
now.
he's
You're being
got
humble now.
that.
No, but the crowd responded. That was the best part.
Yeah.
And he went up and down, and it's all about that connection.
Primally, we are very simple. We love to be happy. Most of us do, anyways, and we love to share the, hey, and we all love to be, it's a simple life, man. It's a simple thing.
Yeah.
If we could all just get along, man, that would be great. And I'm trying to put music to help that out.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
Thank
you.
Anything? So album's out. It's on iTunes.
Okay.
It's on Spotify also.
Yep.
Where is it not?
It's everywhere. It's Rhapsody. It's download companies I've never heard on the other side of the world. Yeah, it came out actually today. So
congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Is there a tour coming up?
Oh yeah. Well, we're gonna do a Texas tour first. Like the next couple of weeks, we're playing in a different city every weekend.
Yeah.
We're doing like Dallas and Houston. We're doing San Marcos, Fort Worth, and then we're gonna move that out, and we're doing Fayetteville and all this other good stuff. Thank you, buddy. And but yeah, we don't plan on stopping anytime soon.
Please don't. You got 30 other songs you need to put out. I'll be on the lookout for that, man.
Yeah. I just want to say thank you to all my fans out there. Thank you, seriously. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing, and it's all for you. And I really do appreciate all the help and support and all the love. And I thank people like Back, who's out here doing this stuff in the music community in Austin. You're doing it, man. I love this podcast.
Thank you.
You're doing great things, networking everybody together. So I'm just proud to be a part of this community in Austin. And yeah.
Thank you for sharing your story as always.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. The FeedBak podcast. Make sure you go cop the album. It's iTunes, Spot. It's all over the place. Just type in Musaic, Musaic.
That's right.
Go check it out. Just dropped today. Thank you so much. FeedBak podcast. Make sure you subscribe on iTunes. FeedBak is on Facebook, Twitter, all that good stuff. Follow Henry Invisibles everywhere. Everywhere he goes.
Except for the grocery store.
Yeah, please don't be creepy like that. Don't be creepy like that. If you come up to him at a HEB line at the checkout and you sing some of his songs, you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Love you, brother.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Peace out, y'all. Ciao, ciao. Till next time.